All right, man. So I just want to make this very last video of the day, or the night, I should say, as unfortunately, I have come to reach the back to reality status back again, and just honestly, I feel pretty much out of sync, like as far as like being in that back to reality mode. And look, I get it. The past month I had after July 4th was pretty much the start of my 2.5 week big break, and then after that finished, it became at least a week and a half of like going back to reality. And then after that, it was another break. At this one, it lasted, I think it was like pretty much almost 1 week. So I thought for a second that that this break was going to last till at least Friday or Saturday, but well, I thought wrong. But luckily, I had my chance yesterday to play one of my afternoon games. I wanted to do both Garden Grove Parks, but I ended up only doing one because I was so busy out here, just committing to so much housework. And after that, I just played a really good game, even though it was so close at the end. If it wasn't, due to me being pretty much heckled, right? I still won nevertheless. But now it's just straight back to reality. And with all the festivities that have finished, just this past weekend, and even all the prep from this past week, like, I'm just so used to, like, it almost makes you think, like, I just want this kind of, to where, like, it really feels like I'm on vacation. Not the kind of vacation, like, literal, vacation that I would, like from my dump, as far as like taking days off, literally from there. But I'm talking about a vacation like I've had, like, just the past, several days. And, even during that 2.5 week big break, it's almost at the point where I'm just so used to that. Like every time I'm in my dump, I always think about how I can just relax when I come home from work, right? But, when I come home, it's like I almost tend to think now, like, based on what transpired like the past several days, and even in going back to like really late July, and even like 2.5 week big break that also happened in July after the 4th of July. I almost tend to think I just want this permanently. Like, I'm just so used to, like my mind is just synced on, once I come home, I can just relax and do whatever I want, and just doing whatever I can to just enjoy myself and really, do things at a normal pace. But now it just isn't the case anymore. Like that's where my mind is just totally out of sync, because especially with what the weather has been for the past weeks, how ridiculously humid it is, and just also feeling the air quality just just not so good. It's whatever, it's moderate moderate air quality, I guess. But yeah, that's like my mindset now. It's just, I have to be honest, man. I'm at the point, like, after what these past several days and the 2.5 week big break have transpired, have happened. It's like I'm just, my mind is just so, like, It's just so synced on. I just really want this permanently, and I should. It should be this way, you know. But when I see my own parents just doing so much babysitting, it's like, man. And I gotta help with their duties too. It's like, you know, us all, like, we don't get enough relaxing time anymore when this happens. And for me especially, like, being in that dump, and I know sometimes I have shoot around games, but it's to a point, like, if I'm tired, like, coming out of my shoot around games, like, there's been times where I just felt so sleepy that I do my best to not fall asleep at my desk, right? So when I head right back home, I always want to think, like, man, I just really, really, really want to relax. And especially because I'm still in that dump and just feeling tired and feeling like crap, especially, like, many times I feel like I just want to relax. And, unfortunately, I'm just not even having to face that kind of environment anymore. As soon as reality just sets right back in. So, it's just sad to see that, we come to an end once again on what is another short period of having these breaks. And I'm just so used to that. Like, I have so much space to operate around when I need to around the house, where it's not so crowded, it's not so chaotic, it's not so stressful to where it just feels too busy that there's hardly any time to relax. And I'm just at the mindset that I just want it to be this way. And now it's like, after all the festivities have happened just this past weekend, as the beginning of August is still happening, it's like, what's next? What's really next? I know the birth season is coming, but what's next for me is the bigger question. Now I'm really having thoughts of just having my own permanent space. Yeah, believe it or not, it's just been in my mind, like this whole, even as I come home from my dump, just being home and just really thinking about it now. And I think I've given some more thought in that, I'm at the point now where I just really want to make it happen based on what transpired the last several days, and even like the 2.5 week big break that I had. And, I'm at the point where I'm just so mentally exhausted. Like, I'm just, like, I'm not in routine right now, I'm not in routine to just be a part of this chaos again, like my mind is just out of sync. I thought I was gonna have it till the extended break until what, the next Friday, this coming Friday or so, but nah, dude. I mean, like I said before, I can't keep asking for any more of these short periods of big breaks like this, to where I can temporarily just, when I come home from my dump, I can literally just relax. Even when it comes to weekends, like, I can just be in relax mode and just doing things at my pace. And if it's necessary, I can help around what's needed at my own pace, and just feeling relaxed if I have to, like, mentally. But now it's back to that again, and honestly, I just don't know if I can find myself being in sync again. Like, I've already had to deal with this for the past month. The past couple of months, rather. I keep thinking last month was June, but now it's just the past couple of months in July and June. And I cannot keep asking for, like, or just hoping for any more of these big breaks, because I may have one again, like I said, toward the end of this month, but I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to wait, because each day counts. And each day counts in that, you know, it's what I'm seeing around here is just the same old cycle, and it's very stressful. It can get very, you know, bewildering at times, you know. It's just like this again, man. Like, you know, I just cannot really see myself being a part of this anymore. Like, I just want to, all I want to do is just like, I just need plenty of time to relax if I have to, you know. Even if I get another like 2.5 week big break, I just want to sit and relax and not rush myself on things. If I have to, I just really want to relax for the entire next 2 week big break if it happens again. But you know, I'm like my mind right now is just about, you know, like I just want my own permanent space. And you know, right now, like, the situation that I'm in is that both of my parents are just under the weather. And you know, I know it's August, I know the humidity has been a real killer, but you know, I just can't keep being stuck here. So I need to do myself a favor and just really start asking for advice, you know, with this situation that I'm in, be it from my coworkers, be it from, you know, from Naden, from you know, from just any friends out there. Like, I'm at that point where I just really, really, really need it. And Naden just barely texted me back, so we're gonna talk again tomorrow for sure. And I'm just really, really, really needing this now. I mean, there's just no way that I'm gonna continue to deal with this, like, continuously. There's just no way. I can't let myself to continue to deal with this. I know it's just really tough to just get myself out of this, and if I break away, I'm still gonna leave a scratch on their you know, on in this, you know, in this home life that, you know, like, I don't want to keep having to hear any more of these discussions to the point that it's gonna be a harder breakaway, that, you know, I'm not even like doing it on my own. So I really, really need to do this now. My mind is just set on just having my own permanent space at this point. I'm dead serious. All the festivities are done, so what am I waiting for now? I mean, I just can't keep waiting any longer. I gotta do what I do, and you know, if I to gain what I need. You know, I'm not gonna be sitting around here and just, you know, having any more short periods of these big breaks where I'm just sitting and I can relax, I can be at my own pace, just be on my phone a lot, just catching up on a lot of basketball shoot around edits or other stuff, and just doing my own thing, right? But you know, it's I know it's just like, it's just a start, but you know, like I said, my mind is just totally out of sync at this point. I'm just pretty much relaxing out here, and I think, like, I need to really start just thinking ahead and really doing everything I can to do what I do. Because I just really, I mean, if I were to still work in this dump, and even if I have my own, you know, my own permanent space, at least I don't gotta worry about no one but me, right? That's all I want. I just want to relax. And yes, I know there's a lot of bills to pay, but still, I know I can manage. I can balance out my hangout time, and you know, just knowing what my budget is. I don't want a roommate. It'd be nice to have one, okay, but nah, I'd rather just be by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want to be bothered anymore. I don't. You know, I wonder what tomorrow and the rest of the next weeks are going to be like. It's just going to be the same predictable outcomes, same cycle. And it's just hard when I'm part of an outside life where it's just so damn crowded. I can't even like run things smoothly for myself. I can't anymore. And sometimes it does feel toxic. Like toxic, like with so much stress around, and it's been this way for years, and now it's just only gonna get worse, man. Like, I mean, like I know it's not just me. Even even some people in this same household, they're feeling the same way. But me, I just like, yo, even if I may be close to 40, man, I never feel what my age is, okay? It is just a number. But I'm still young at heart. I still feel like a kid at heart at times, man. Still want to enjoy life. I mean, I just want to give myself like another chance to really just enjoy life a whole lot more and doing things that, I haven't been able to do in the past years when I was able to go out. And now with like my limited outdoor freedom to do so, it's like now I'm really just finding myself stuck. Like stuck in this, stuck in the mud, pretty much. And I hate to say it, man. The chest issue, the nightmare chest issue I had in 2019, yes, it was a huge scare. But if I got to be honest right now, this is even worse than that. In terms of like the mental feel. And this is why I've had to deal with the past a few years, and me just not having any control over it. So I just feel more stuck. Like I'm at the point where I just want to break away, and even though I can't, but now I really need some advice. Starting tomorrow, I need to grab some input and just go from there. See what they say. And and maybe I can get a start from there. I know I'm seeing my therapist tomorrow, and I gotta bring it up to him again, and maybe this time just reveal maybe a couple other problematic situations that I didn't tell him about. Maybe then there will be he will have a much better understanding of where I'm coming from and why I feel so stuck with this life that I have. Okay, so like I said, I know my parents are under the weather right now, but for me, I'm feeling fine, although it's starting to catch a bit of a scratchy throat. But I mean, not that it's like evidently there just yet, but I know I gotta get inside. So I'm sorry, man. I mean, I'm just solely focused on just trying to get what I want. And I know it's been so long since we've had such a gathering or two, and at the same time having these big breaks, and now it's just everything is just back to what it is, and I don't want to have to continue to deal with this. It was all good and fun the last weekend, and now I just want to have fun permanently. I'm tired, dude. I'm really tired. And I know I can keep saying I'm tired. It's not going to stop even when I wake up. So it's, I got to do something, man. I just have to do something. And I need to get this done as far as, getting what I want. Or else, if I choose to, like, if I'm going to keep procrastinating, like, I can only feel just so much worse. And I really don't want to get to that. So, I got to really work on getting my own permanent space now, because that's the one thing that I need to do, that I'm focusing on now that all the festivities are over. So I just really need to make something work for me. Yes, I still want a new job, but I think at this point, I'm just really wanting to find some relaxation for myself because I just have too much mental fatigue, and that's that. It's just difficult to see myself still in this position that I'm in. So it is what it is until I know what kind of advice I'm going to collect, especially from tomorrow's therapy session. So I need to do myself a favor and just really, really work myself to seeking the light that I need to see. So y'all let me know what you think, man, because I really need to start motivating myself up here and really just putting myself in the right position for myself, not for anyone else, for myself. That's where I want to get at. Point blank period. I'll talk to you later. Peace.